Alright, good morning everyone. Right now I am at Pyramid Lake in the province of Alberta, Canada. The most frequently asked question is what is the right time to get married? Okay, there may be certain situation when your score would be recalculated or not recalculated depending on the progress at which you get married. For example, if you get married before receiving an invitation to apply and you change your status and express entry profile from single to married, your score will be pulled down on certain factors. In order to regain those points, encourage your spouse or husband to to take IELTS and have her or his educational credential assessment done. If they do an IELTS, they would be able to add at least from 0 to 20 points without any minimum IELTS score. If they get their ECA done, they are going to add 10 points. So 20 plus 10 overall, they are going to give you 30 points. So your score may get down because of getting married, and it can you can regain the score by having the spouse educational credential and language assessment done. That's one part. What if you are single and you file a PR application? Okay, so in the PR application you are single, you when you file PR application you get AOR, what is acknowledgement of receipt of your PR application from IRCC. That means at this point in time, if you go and get married, this is the best time. Why? Because your husband or wife would not be required to take an IELTS or have their educational credential assessment ECA done. And most importantly, at this point in time, if you get married, your score would not be recalculated. However, if you get married before receiving ITA, before receiving AOR, your score will be recalculated as a married person whose spouse is accompanying. That means if you get an ITA, if you get an ITA and you have got married right before the ITA, your score will be recalculated and it would be assessed whether as a married person your score dipped below, fell below the cutoff of the draw in which you were invited or not. So there are certain situations in your score would not be recalculated, your spouse would not be required to have ECA and IELTS done, and you would be safe, and that would be the right time. Another situation that we face, that somebody who gets married after getting COPR, that means you were asked to submit your passport in the nearest Canadian embassy, you have your COPR issued. What would happen? And if you want to visit this site along with your newly married husband or wife, I would strongly recommend that you approach IRCC with a request to add your spouse so that you guys come to this beautiful place together as a newly wedded couple, and most likely the happier one. All right. So what happens in the case of COPR? If your COPR is issued and you get married and you want to land together with your spouse or with your spouse, that means you will have to approach IRCC. Your COPR would be cancelled. You would be submitting your document about your spouse, ID document, and medical and other things as per the IRCC request. What your spouse has to clear? They have to clear medical admissibility, they have to clear security and criminality. So they have their own criminality, security and medical admissibility pass. That is how they would be able to accompany you. That means your COPR as a single applicant would be cancelled, wife or husband would be added, a new COPR would be issued having both names there, and you would be migrating and coming to Pyramid Lake together. Thank you. See you in Canada.